specifically, if you can identify something that comes to mind based on this question, in what ways do you believe Kingdom Courtyard has transformed the lives of women on St. Martin since your organization began back in 2019?
Man, listen, just understanding that together we are stronger. Grief is something that wants to isolate you. Issues in life want to isolate you. Oftentimes we feel like we're the only ones going through something, right? But when you meet with others and you hear their testimonies, you realize, man, you're going through the same thing I am. I'm not alone in this. So it builds that solidarity. It builds that sisterhood, that brotherhood. It empowers you to know that when your arms are weak, when you can't do it anymore, it's like in the Old Testament, the two guys that held up Moses' arms in the air when he was too weak to hold them up anymore. So we have to hold up each other's arms in the moments where we are too weak to move forward. And so, just seeing even the women come to our sessions who were unable to discuss the situations that they had been through, the men as well discuss the challenges that they faced with losing a child or grief in general, and just be able to open up at our sessions about things that they were previously unable to do. So it really builds that solidarity, it builds that support, that community that people need to be able to stand on their 2 feet eventually.
Gotcha. This question is for both of you. Both of you can chime in here. What specific challenges related to grief have you observed in our community?
Just the willingness to talk about it and open up about it. Yeah. It's difficult. It's a big, humongous ball of pain in your body, in your chest. And it's easier sometimes to just suppress it and keep it at bay, kind of put it to the background so that you can keep going and keep functioning, and so to ask people now to say, okay, let's uncover that pain and let it come up to the surface where they feel like they are absolutely going to break, where their bodies might experience panic and anxiety at intense levels. It's scary. And so it's easy to avoid it and just to continue going. I've heard so many people say, I haven't dealt with that yet. I haven't dealt with that yet. I haven't dealt with that yet. And they know it's there. They feel it. They acknowledge it, but they don't touch it. And so we've created the space through Kingdom Courtyard. It's now just continuing to encourage people and to support them, even from afar, to let them know we get it, we understand it, and we'll be here whenever you're ready, hopefully soon, so that you can kind of clear that pain out of your system so that you're truly leading a functional quality life.
But I want to ask, how did the collaboration between Kingdom Courtyard and CDFHA initially came about, and what were the key goals that you guys set for this partnership in order for it to be successful?
It was just so amazing. And honestly, it's been God's doing from the inception, right? So after we lost our daughter, Nava, Zoya had started these classes, these breathing classes, and I signed up and I was going just to support my sister and then just, be a part of it. And that is where I met a lovely lady named Chantal Groeneveld. And so I was just saying in the session that, God was talking to me about starting Kingdom Courtyard and these sessions to help women and men who lost kids. And I was like, I'm not trying to do this. And Chantal said, I had never met her before. That's the first time I met her and we spoke. And she said, that is such a great idea. And she said, if ever you decide to do this, contact me. And she gave me her number. And I saved it as Chantal Kingdom Courtyard, because I figured I may have forgotten her name, right? 2 years later, which was last year, when finally I decided to go ahead and do this, I reached out to her, just to say, because, hey, you had said to me, I didn't even know where she worked. I didn't know I didn't know any of that, right? I just thought she was a lady who wanted to help. And so I reached out to her and tell her, hey, I'm starting this thing. It's official. We have our chamber, everything. And that was the connection. And she said, Audra, I want to help. And that is exactly what she's done. We met with her, Zoe and I met with her. And we're so grateful because it was through her. At first, we had nowhere to go. We didn't know where we were going to hold these sessions.
Right.
And then here comes Chantal saying, I've got 4 locations. Choose which one you want. And that just kind of blew my mind. I was weeping and
Nice.
Zoe, so, but that is how it began.
Nice. That is a great and inspiring start to a great initiative. Elaborate more on the specific roles that each organization played in the development and execution of the grief counseling services.
Yes. So for us, it was, so we met with Chantal, we met with her at her office, and we went around, we selected the spot, and it was so amazing that when we went to the Hope Estate branch, it looked like you were actually walking into a courtyard. So we knew that that was just the perfect location. She met with us. She made sure she finalized because, we needed to have a contract. We would try this out for a year to see how it goes, how we like it, how we're working together. And it has just been so beautiful in that Chantal and Chashana are just so loving and kind and helpful. So, we set up everything that we would use that particular location, and, everything that the building comes with, we would have access to, and we would not have to pay for anything because we didn't have the money to do that. And that is kind of where our 4CR came in, because I was new to this. All I had was the experience of grief and the vision that God gave. So, and who God told me would have to be on the team. So naturally, Zoya, my sis, was the first person I reached out to because she went through this journey with me. She knew what it was like. And she was oftentimes the one that I called to say, hey, I need to vent. And she was always that listening ear. So we built our team that God set. And I'm so grateful because the team came along with the experience that I didn't have. I have the experience of grief, but they have the professional side of it. And Zoya was like, there's this funding agency that funds, and she is the one who made contact with R4CR. And I went and she did most of the talking because I was new to it. And so R4CR loved the idea. They were like, there's nobody else doing this on the island. And it's not that we did research about it or anything. I just knew what God said that I had to do. So there was no one doing this. They thought it was incredible. We were a first-time NGO. And they said, yes, they would fund us.
Hi, St. Martin.
Join us for the Princess Walk
This Friday, October 25th, at Princess Juliana International Airport.
Meet us at 5:30 p.m. for a warm-up with Louis Hall.
At 6 p.m., we will walk to the causeway and back.
You can get your shirts at Easy Print SXM.
All proceeds go to the Positive and Electrolytes Foundation.
You need a good guy to blow your mind.
Hey, I'm Fernando Clark, and this is Just Like Politics. I finally get a seat. I ain't come here to tell you about politics. I come here to tell you about the upcoming XT premiere of the comedy launch, taking place on Friday, October 25th, right here at the Alice Convention Center. The entrance is free. Just walk with money to buy drinks and snacks. After all the stress of working the whole week, come out and de-stress with some good comedy, good laughter. Make yourself feel good. Where and when? On Friday, October 25th, right here at the Alice Convention Center starting at 7 p.m. sharp. I'll be there and we'll have some other surprises. So I want to see you there. Boy, I tell you, this just like politics. I lose my seat.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
Children, it is story time again. My name is Ruby Butte. I'm a storyteller, I'm a painter, and I love kids. And I'm going to tell a story about a beautiful place here in my garden, in a place called Freres Bay. In the middle of that garden is this beautiful tree. This beautiful tree is called the silk cotton tree. I'll repeat, the silk cotton tree. All the trees around loves her. They call her the mama tree. There are pomseret trees. There are mango trees. All around my star fruit trees, they all love the mama tree. And in the morning, when the sun comes up beautiful in the garden, all the trees sing a song to the mama tree. All the birds sing a song. The blackbirds, the ground doves, all the birds, the little sugar birds, they all sing a song to the mama tree. She's big, she's big, she's the biggest, la 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 la. She's the biggest, la 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 la. All the birds love the mama tree. They are busy all day making their nest. In the mama tree, there are so many big branches that you can have a home, the birds said. So this is my home, some of them said. The ground doves say, this area is my home, and the little sugar birds, they also have a home. But Miss Rat, she says, oh, I'll build a big nest, and my nest is going to be more beautiful than all the nests around. So Miss Rat built her nest. Mr. Iguana and his wife, all the children is living somewhere up in the mama tree. They are all so happy, and they all sing the song. She's big, she's the biggest, she's big, she's the biggest, la 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 la. Then now, who is seeing this beautiful garden? Mr. Monkey. He climbs over the wall and he comes in and he walks around. He looks at all the trees. He said, "This is beautiful here. This is beautiful here." Then he comes to the mama tree. When he saw the mama tree, he said, "Oh, you want to see a tree?" He said, "I'm going to bring the wife and the children here. We're going to live here too." So he started to plan how he's going to go up in the tree and which spot he's going to build he said, "I'm going to build a big house. And the birds hear it, and the black crows also hear him. And a protest broke out. They all started to protest. There was so much noise. The birds was quacking and chirping loud because they were protesting. Only Miss Iguana came out to see what is happening, and she said, "Leave him. There's plenty of room for him. Miss Rat, old Miss Rat, was taking a rest. The noise woke her up, and when she came and she saw Mr. Monkey, and she saw all the birds surrounding him, she said, "You know, he is not good for in here. He has to go. And the protest broke out in one chorus. He has to go. Mr. Monkey looked at all of them angrily, but he saw that there was no chance for him to live in the beautiful garden in the mama tree. So he just frowned on them. He jumped over the wall again, and he was gone. When he was going, they all chanted, "He has to go. And after he left, everything became normal again in the mama tree. The beautiful garden was quiet and nice, and they start to sing their usual song, the birds, and all the other animals around, the iguanas and everybody. "She's big, she's bigger, she's the biggest, she's beautiful, she's our tree, she's our mama tree, she's our mama tree." And so they all remain living happily.
A series of training sessions began last week Monday for members of the various neighborhood councils, an initiative set up by the collectivity to strengthen citizen participation and improve the management of local affairs. These sessions aim to equip neighborhood representatives so that they can better understand the issues of local governance, play an active role in the lives of their community, and work in close collaboration with elected officials, a key step in establishing a constructive dialogue between residents and decision makers, and in strengthening the close relationship between the population and local authorities.
We are here actually at the Chamber of Commerce in Concordia. The objective is to put in place a training course on the course of 4 days. That is in order to permit our members of the district council, which we have 6 district council here in St. Martin, to know exactly their main role, what is their objective. And we have exactly an expert in communication directly from France who is part of the national reserve for all of the different district councils, who is here putting in place, who is here training our members of the district council. It is really important because for anyone to be able to accomplish their mission, they first of all have to know what is their mission. Their mission must be properly defined, and that is the purpose of putting in place these 4 days of training to help, because collectivity did promise that they will help in whichever means possible the various members of the district councils. So it is very important for each and every one for them to be here. We have a beautiful turnout, and it will be on a course of workshop. Different working teams, working groups, where questions can be posed and answers, and they can interchange with one another.
St. Martin hosted an important meeting last week welcoming the French Coastal Council of the Americas. This council, which brings together representatives from Guadeloupe, Martinique, Guyana, and St. Bart's, focused on the environmental challenges faced by these regions in light of climate change. Over several days, participants exchanged ideas on innovative solutions to preserve coastal ecosystems while ensuring the economic development of local communities. This initiative is essential for the future of these vulnerable island territories. They expressed deep concern about the growing threats to coastal ecosystems due to climate change and urbanization, and the need to strengthen efforts to protect and restore these vital areas. The president of the French Coastal Councils of the Americas expressed his satisfaction with the progress made while in St. Martin. The effort, which gathered representatives from the French overseas territories and various local stakeholders, allowed for an in-depth discussion of the crucial issues relating to coastal protection in the face of climate and environmental threats. Among the speakers, Third Vice President Madame Dominique Louisi shared her vision of St. Martin's role, with the council emphasizing the importance of this body for sustainable development and the protection of the island's coastlines.
Hi, St. Martin.
Join us for the Princess Walk.
This Friday, October 25th, at Princess Juliana International Airport.
Meet us at 5:30 p.m. for a warm-up with Louis Hall.
At 6 p.m., we will walk to the causeway and back.
You can get your shirts at Easy Print SXM.
All proceeds go to the Positive and Electrolytes Foundation.
You need a good guy to blow your mind. Bang, bang into the room. I know you want it. Bang, bang.
Hey, I'm Fernando Clark, and this is Just Like Politics. I finally get a seat. I ain't come here to tell you about politics. I come here to tell you about the upcoming XT premiere of the comedy launch, taking place on Friday, October 25th, right here at the Alice Convention Center. The entrance is free. Just walk with money to buy drinks and snacks. After all the stress of working the whole week, come out and de-stress with some good comedy, good laughter. Make yourself feel good. Where and when? On Friday, October 25th, right here at the Alice Convention Center, starting at 7 p.m. sharp. I'll be there, and we'll have some other surprises. So I want to see you there. Boy, I tell you, this just like politics. I lose my seat.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your MySZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
Your social health insurances.
Hours after the deadly mass shooting, tension remained high in Rockford, East Kingston. There was a deafening silence with empty streets as residents opted to observe from behind closed doors. Then, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, and other security officials arrived in the community to tour the area. This sometime after news emerged that a suspect in the deadly attack was fatally shot in an alleged shootout with the police along neighboring Roston Road. The deceased has been identified as 21-year-old Jordan Green.
The police reports that, armed with a search warrant, a team went to the specified address where a confrontation occurred, resulting in the demise of Mr. Green. The law enforcement body has reported that a 9mm pistol and ammunition were recovered in the incident.
The Prime Minister, during his tour, confirmed that connection.
I don't want to comment too much on the specific circumstances, but I note the report of the superintendent here, who said that one of the persons who is suspect to be involved in the shooting, that they met what I would consider to be their just fate if they were involved. And the JCF and the JDF will maintain their posture of being very aggressive but just.
Aggressive but just in bringing the others involved to justice. Now, some residents who spoke to us off camera alleged the other perpetrators are also from the area, all of whom they know by name. It's why Member of Parliament for Kingston East and Port Royal, Philip Podwell, wants the residents to not allow fear to stop them from cooperating with the police.
We have called upon the citizens to cooperate, to come forward, and to provide the police with the information. I am heartened by some of the things I'm hearing so far in relation to persons who might be aware of who the perpetrators are, and we're just urging that more information come forward.
But their fears don't come as a surprise, as two of the deceased are said to be aligned with gangs. Now, the Prime Minister confirmed that gang activities have been a key factor in the recent mass shootings across the country. The government is therefore working with MOCA to restructure its operations.
We have used the anti-gang legislation, and we are constantly eroding the gangs as much as we can. But we can't wait until we have put together an entire case around a gang. So the strategy is to be preemptive as well, in addition to the kind of kinetic operations that we have.
As for Mr. Green's accomplices,
I have said before, when a similar incident like this occurred in Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon, that we will pursue them, and the decision is theirs. Either they meet a judge or they meet their maker. I encourage them to meet a judge.
Amoy Harriet, TVJ News.